Oh, you thought I was done? Bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free. It's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm read in your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burnt out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Gundam will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.
Wow, I'm back. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, it has been way too long. Way too long. A whole week of fun in the sun. I was down in Florida all the past week, and all you wonderful people, I know you miss me, but hey, that's how it goes. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. I know I've had a very busy week. So good to see all of you. Man. Hey, fools, how's it going? Traveling fools, good to see you. Member for 15 months. Yes, back. Welcome back. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Yeah, I had a very long week. It's been so crazy. So crazy. My wife, I love her to death. Just don't get me wrong on this, but she volunteered us to do a bunch of building for my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and it was insane the amount of stuff that we were doing. I'll tell you what, I'll show you some pictures. So you'll get those right off the bat. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can pull these things up here. It's like I said, it was crazy the amount of stuff that we did over this past week. And let me see if I've got this. All right. Yeah, here we go. I'll pull this up. Let me share this screen here with you guys, because it's crazy the stuff that we were doing. All right, so here we go. So this is this right here is my well, yeah, there's a couple of busted lines, but there were bushes all around this whole area. I put in some posts, and we'll get to what that turned out as later. So we built these flower beds for my brother-in-law. They're 2x6s, and this was for them because they want to plant some flowers, and this is what they look like finished out. So it's all cypress, got some gravel on the back side of it, built this thing out as a surround to sort of close off the area and put all these together. And this is what the final product of those 4 posts that you saw had sprinkler systems installed. And then of course I built this inside. So this was just a blank wall, same material. And my wife wanted to do some wallpaper, and then I built these before I left and installed them all. And so this is the final product. Oh, I made these cutting boards for a couple years ago. It's a pastry board and a cutting board. And just to give you scale, that cutting board is about what, 2.5 feet long. And so that's just a little bit shorter than 2 feet. I mean, a little bit over 2 feet long. And so I built those for them a couple of years ago. They wanted a place where they could store them. And then of course I built some for the dogs because they have a like it's a pit mix, like a pit lab mix. And so it's starting to get old. It can't quite reach over. So I built that before I left out of the leftover wood. And there's the finished product. Yeah, finished product of what was built. So yeah, that was that was the final look to it right there. So that was what my weekend looked like. Just so you guys know, it was a lot of building stuff for the brother-in-law and finishing it out, making it look nice, fitting it all into place. But yeah, that was what I was doing this entire weekend, except for whenever I had a chance to sit down and write some letters and read some of these pleadings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been so crazy. And I saw this. I also saw that someone gifted 5 memberships. I Hey Roy, how's it going? Someone hand me a blue bucket before a polyflop. Oops. Good evening, Shizzy Daddy. $5. Good to have you back. It is good to be back. It is good to be seen. You have no idea what it's like to not have access to a microphone. Um, I I I I I couldn't even get into a place that was nice and quiet. That one's for you right there. I couldn't get into a place that was nice and quiet at all. It was so bad. Because you had littles that were running around making a lot of noise. Not that that's bad. Thank you very much. That one's for you. About time, you old man. Yeah. And it was so loud, so crazy. There was so much going on. And then I was exhausted at the end of the day of all of the building and sanding and routing and blah blah blah, on and on and on. It just didn't stop. I was finishing up about 9 or 10 o'clock every night, and I would just tune in to Tug. Thank you very much. That one's for you, Winterbender. Thank you. Good evening. Good to be back. Someone hand me a blue bug for the that's so, you guys kill me. And so I just didn't have a chance to do any sort of streaming. Tug did invite me, but I was like, man, whenever I listened back to the audio, it sounded like I was in a tin can. Far above. It was so bad, and I couldn't do FNL. I couldn't do anything. It was so horrible. The sound was so bad, and I was like jonesing to get back in and have a little bit of fun because I missed you guys so much. I did. It was a lot of work, a lot of good relaxation, spending time with family. And we've got a bunch of stuff that's coming up. It's going to be just absolutely insane, crazy. The next couple of weeks are going to be crazy just on 3D level. Oh my gosh. early for Epsom salts to heal my injuries. I'm telling. Oh man, I picked up like a back massager, and I'm gonna have to return it because it doesn't do jack squat. Thank you so much. That's for you right there. Thank you, Ilinda. I appreciate it. And trust me, the amount of soaking that I will do in those Epsom salts, you have no idea. It was let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight times, so 8 times 3, so yeah, 24 2 by 6s, lifting them, hacking them up into little pieces, building. Just it was nonstop. Plus all the sanding and routing. Just it was crazy. Megan Fox has been missing. Actually, well, Megan Fox has been sick. She went on vacation. She got sick while she was on vacation. Yeah, I actually reached out to her and talked with her a little bit. Oh, thank you very much, Wellesley. I appreciate you. So wonderful. It was an absolute crazy week. And on top of that, like I said, there's some other stuff that's going on 3D world I can't talk about right now because it's going to be it something that was going on before. And whenever all that finishes up, my stress level should decrease down quite a bit because it's going to be a little bit more of a little bit more cruising along. But the next couple of months are going to be just crazy. Plus all of the filings that came in. Oh my Lord, it just did not stop. I mean, the day that I head out, I mean, it started and it didn't stop. And I did get a chance to read them and check out some of the stuff that was going on with it. And this was one of the first things that I saw while I was out. Oh, thank you very much, Jenny. Jenny 8675309. Oh, yes. Don't you lose my number ever. Don't lose my number, Jenny. Don't. There's for you. Oh, right there. Got you right on the edge of the helmet there. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm so glad to be back. Like I said, it's just been a crazy week. And of course, missing doing the morning streams, which are always so much fun, and miss hanging out with Tug, Megan, and Rosalind, and Expert, and Volstorm, Valhalla, Dictionary Diva, Kaiser Pineapple, Yamaha Biker. It's been just so insane. Member for 8 months, Freckle Ginger. Oh my, oh my. How you doing? How you doing, love? It is so good to see you. Uh Les says Big Nuts. Welcome back, Shizzy. I'm sure someone missed you. Someone missed me. I mean, they would have missed me if I would have been here too. Because what can I say? Sometimes you just show up and people miss you. No, thank you very much. I appreciate you. No, it's so this motion to strike, which there were two of them back to back. It was document 100 and 101. Basically the same thing. Defendants moved to pursue plaintiff's motion for sanctions. 96 on the ground. The motion fails to include certificate required by local rule 7.1c. The only thing is Randy did actually respond to this, but I wrote a letter before then. Oh yeah, because whenever I saw that come in, I was just like, "Are you a fool? You crazy? You insane?" Well, let's get to it because we've got this thing fits weird. Did my head get smaller or did my brain get bigger? I don't know. It's probably the brain got bigger. Be doing some of these. It's going to get crazy. Let's get tightened up, striking up, make sure that we've got the music happening here because, it's just not the same without the tunes. Got to have the music. Got to have the music. Let's get it to a decent volume and then we'll get the We'll get the first letter to come up. An open letter to Bubbles, the art of losing. Dear Bruce Bubbles Matzkin. Here we are again. Another filing. Another desperate attempt to plead to the court. Another embarrassing attempt to pretend you have control over this case. You're like the legal system version of a contestant on Survivor, except instead of strategizing, you're lighting your own shelter on fire and wondering why no one wants to align with you. Your motion to strike is a masterpiece of pure, unfiltered desperation. You're clinging to that local rule 7.1c like a lifeline, hoping that forgetting to include a certificate will somehow erase everything else, like the fact that the judge has already decided you're worth hauling your happy ass down to Pensacola for a disciplinary hearing. Well, let me put it to you this way, Bruce. The court didn't just... Well, sorry about that. The court didn't just glance... Sorry, I just lost my space. You've already lost the argument. The court didn't just glance at Jeremy's motion and shrugged. No, Judge Boletho read it and immediately scheduled an expedited response. Sorry about that. It's acting all funny. Because your emails weren't just a bad look, they were an embarrassment. But let's break down your hilarious defenses, shall we? The oops, no certificate gamut. This is your big play. The Jeremy's motion should be tossed because he forgot a certificate. Look, Bruce, if this were an actual technical violation that mattered, the court might have paused. Instead, the judge immediately ordered a hearing. You think that's going to get undone because you whined about formatting? It's adorable that you think the clerical oversight is worse than calling opposing counsel a scumbag, openly insulting him in emails, and trying to play obstructionist with discovery. The judge has already made it clear that your behavior is under scrutiny, and you think a missing certificate is your golden ticket out of trouble? Well, that's cute. The not as counsel defense. Your excuse for the infamous scumbag email is that you sent it as a private litigant, is not as counsel in this case. So when you were typing up an email, you decided which persona you are. Do you have a little hat you wear that says Bruce the litigant versus Bruce the attorney? Well, here's the attorney. Here's the reality. You sent that email, you insulted opposing counsel, and you own that. You don't get to claim personal mode when you're switching profiles on Netflix. The judge isn't going to care what mood you were in when you wrote it. You still wrote it. The polyflop nonsense. Ah, yes, your favorite buzzword, the polyflop. Every time you say it, you act like it's some grand revelation, like you've cracked the code of the universe. But the truth is, Bruce, the only person turning this case into a circus for content is you. You sit here crying that this lawsuit is being used for YouTube content while simultaneously emailing journalists and feeding narratives. You whine about contrived litigation while dodging discovery deadlines, refusing to produce evidence, throwing temper tantrums and filing. And if anyone's engaging in protraction of litigation and multiplications of proceedings, it's you, dumbass. Maybe you should look in the mirror before throwing around acronyms like they're evidence of anything other than your own failures. The endlessly ridiculous excuse. Bruce, at this point, calling Shochet endlessly ridiculous is the least offensive thing you've done, but let's get real. You weren't making some high-level legal observation. You were just being a condescending little gremlin. You act like you're the only lawyer in the room who understands the game, but you can't even keep your filings straight. Your ass got handed as a defendant in another lawsuit. Your clients aren't circling the drain, and your pro hoc VJ status is on life support. The only thing that's truly endlessly ridiculous is your legal strategy. That eggplant emoji disaster, yes. The emoji scandal, Bruce, your defenses here are so pathetic it could qualify for a Hallmark movie. You're really going to stand there and pretend you didn't notice the infamous eggplant emoji in your little buddy Paint Chip's email? let me get this straight. You saw the email, you read through its insults, nodded along in unhinged nonsense, but somehow didn't see the emoji. Oh, please. If we follow your logic, I guess we should also believe you accidentally copied paint chip and Mick Vile PP on half your emails, accidentally made threats about confidentiality agreements, and accidentally ended up in a second lawsuit. At some point, Bruce, these aren't accidents, they're just bad choices. The discovery standoff. This is point 6. The real gold here is your attempt to spin your obstruction into some sort of righteous stand against tyranny. You sat on the whatnot contract for months, dodging requests and pretending you were waiting for some grand confidentiality agreement. Meanwhile, Shochet, played by the book, kept asking and then actually went to court when you refused to comply. And you have the audacity to act offended that he followed proper legal steps. You keep talking about how this lawsuit is contrived while actively refusing to produce basic evidence. You don't want a fair fight, Bruce. You just want a stall tactic. So the please give me more time plea is finally arrived at your real goal, which is to delay, and more delay. You know you don't have a winning argument, so you're just stalling for time, hoping that anything will shift into your favor before April 3rd. Sorry, Bruce, the judge isn't going to bail you out. You're showing up in person. Your happy ass is going to Pensacola, and there's not a single poorly written motion that's going to save your happy ass. So what happens next? Well, let's be real. Your days as counsel bubbles are numbered. The judge has already put you on the chopping block, and now you're trying to argue about certificates and emojis like that's going to save your happy ass. Well, it won't. Instead of grasping at straws, maybe you should focus on writing a real defense for your conduct, because right now, all you've got is whining, technical nitpicking, and a whole lot of loser energy. And on April 3rd, when you stand in that Pensacola courtroom, you're going to realize something very, very important. This is where it ends. Not with a bang, not with some grand legal victory, but with a judge looking at you in the eye and saying, pack your bags, Bruce, you're done. And oh, what a glorious moment that will be. Cheers, Shizzy. Strapping on my gear, getting ready for battle, and my Velcro, oh, it missed me so much. Yes, sir. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, yes. Oh, but we weren't done for the week. No. It got more and more. See, this is why it was so disheartening to see this come in. You know, all of this stuff, all of these filings came rolling in almost at the same time. It was within moments. It was within moments that Shochet filed this beautiful masterpiece right here. It was a response for the motion to strike. Plaintiff Jeremy B. Hales, by and through undersigned counsel, responds to motion to strike document 100 and states plaintiff motion filed for sanctions, including judicial default, document 96, pursuant to this court's order. Document 43, plaintiff's motions for sanctions is a motion for judicial default and dismissal of counterclaims, and this means that a motion would determine the outcome of a case or a claim. Therefore, an attorney conference and certificate is not required. See Local Rule 7.1D, as in dumbass. An attorney conference and certificate are not required for a motion that would determine the outcome of a case or a claim. Moreover, defendant's motion, Doc 100, is improper. This is because it is a motion filed without good faith to resolve the issue through a meaningful conference with an attorney for adverse party. Defendant's counsel sent an email yesterday at 12:42 alerting of the proposed motion. Plaintiff responded at 8:33 stating counsel, the motion requests dispositive relief, judicial default and dismissal with prejudice of your two counterclaims. And he even pointed out, see Local Rule 7.1D, we will be seeking judicial default and dismissal with prejudice of your two counterclaims on April 3rd, See Exhibit 1. Instead of a conference about this, defendant's counsel decided he was go down there and file a motion at 10:05 p.m. An email or other writing sent at near the time of filing the motion is not a meaningful conference. Additional examples for April 3rd, 2025 are attached, and this is not exhaustive at this point. Exhibit 2, Hales hates the truth, and Randy Shochet clown. Therefore, the plaintiff hereby requests the motion 100 be denied. Respectfully submitted by Randy. Shochet Law Group. Okay. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about this filing that he made, especially whenever he sat down and he said, "Hey, listen, we need to get this stuff straightened out." And you calling me a scumbag and wanting to file a motion for some sort of relief is improper procedure. So I looked at that, I read through it, and I just happened to have enough time that evening to write yet another letter. Oh boy, you're not even good at losing, Bruce. Got to get the music happening again. Got to get the helmet strap on. Here we go. Oh boy. An open letter to Bubbles. You're not even good at losing. Dear Bruce Bubbles Matzkin, you really thought you had something with that motion to strike, didn't you? Well, you must have been sitting then in your Malden lair, hunched over your keyboard, sweating bullets while trying to craft yet another procedural stall tactic. But just like every other time, you tripped over your own nonsense and landed face first in a pile of failure. Did you really believe that whining about a missing local rule 7.1 certificate was going to erase your behavior, your conduct, and most importantly, the judge's already scheduled hearing? That was your grand strategy, nitpicking a formatting issue while you're facing the real possibility of being yeeted from this case and losing your Pro Hoc VJ status? Well, let's go through Randy's response, shall we? You know, the one that slapped down your tantrum like a fly on a windshield. You didn't even understand the rules. Randy didn't just reject your motion, he humiliated. Turns out motions for judicial default dismissal don't even require local rule 7.1c certificate. Wow. But here's the best part. You would have known this if you actually read the local rules before filing yet another garbage motion. Instead, you wasted precious time crafting a frivolous document based on a rule that didn't even apply. And you know what that means? You filed a motion so bad it was defective at its core, not substantively weak, but procedurally flawed, just outright stupid. You might as well have submitted a motion complaining that Randy used too many adjectives, because that would have had the same legal impact, which was absolutely none. Your good faith argument is as laughable as your legal skills. Oh, you tried to claim that Randy didn't engage in meaningful attorney conference before filing the sanctions motions. Well, that was cute. The problem, you didn't even attempt to do that before filing your own motion to strike. You sent an email at 12:42. Randy responded at 8:33 with a clear explanation. And what did you do? Well, your happy ass filed the motion at 10:05 p.m. anyway. Well, that means you did exactly what you accused Randy of doing, except worse, you didn't wait. You didn't engage. You just panicked like the little girl that you are. You hit the submit button and hoped for the best. The only thing you accomplished was proving once again that you have no idea what in the hell you're doing. April 3rd is coming, and you can't stop it. So let's get real, Bruce. Nothing you file is going to make the judge unsee what's already been seen, and your emails are on the record. Your conduct is on display. Your Pro Hoc VJ status is hanging by a thread, and now the judicial default hearing is coming, and you're running out of time. You're grasping at every rule, every loophole, every delay tactic, hoping to find some magical technicality that will make all of this go away, and it's a spoiler. Your buddy, it won't. The judge has already ordered that you show up in Pensacola to explain yourself. He didn't even entertain your bullshit about rescheduling. He's already decided that you're worth the hassle of an in-person hearing. And that's bad news for you, buddy. That means the judge sees you as a problem, not a lawyer, not an advocate, just an obnoxious obstructionist who needs to be dealt with. And your whole existence is just another L in the record books. And because this isn't just a loss, Bruce, it is a pattern. You tried to claim that the case should be dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. That failed. You tried to move the case. That failed. You tried to argue your clients aren't responsible. That failed. You tried to delay discovery. That's failing. You tried to avoid sanctions, and that's failing too. And now you tried to strike the motion that could end your career in this case, and that failed too. You might as well start a scrapbook of every judicial ruling that calls you out for being the incompetent lawyer that you claim to be. Because at this rate, you could fill a whole library with your bullshit. The end is coming and you can't stall forever. And at this point, it's over. You're a defendant in a whole case now. Your emails have been immortalized in court filings as evidence of your complete and utter unprofessionalism. Your pro hoc VJ status is under direct attack by a judge who's already lost patience in your bullshit. And guess what? Nothing you do is going to stop it. April 3rd is set. Judge isn't moving it. He isn't delaying it. He isn't going to forget about it. You are going to stand in front of him in Pensacola with no keyboard to hide behind, no procedural gimmicks, and no nonsense excuses. And on that day, Bruce, you're going to realize what losing really feels like, because for all the whining, all the filings, all the desperate scrambling, you will still be the guy who walked into a case thinking he could outsmart the system and got buried by it instead. Enjoy the ride, Bubbles. The drop is coming fast. Sincerely, Shizzy. I couldn't even give a proper signature to that one. That was just so bold, so brave, so stunning, so utterly fulfilling. Thank you, everybody. And there is more. Oh, yes, there is so much more. Trust me, we've got a lot more coming for you. We've got tons of letters and so much time to do it in. The time is going to go flying by. It says, Rickles, the helmet is right, but your head is backwards. I love it. How you doing, Rickles64? Good to see you. Welcome for being here, too. Oh, I see that we've gained some new members. I am so close to 8,000 subs right now. I can almost feel it. If you really, oh, thank you, Hippie Witch. I appreciate you. Hippie Witch was hoping for the drums to go battling off and have all of the noises, because she just loves watching me completely panic. Thank you, Hippie Witch. You're awesome. What a cute pup. That puppy's so cute. Oh, thank you so much. That one's for you right there. Thank you. Oh, and Palmer's Archer Homestead says, welcome back, Shizzy. Palmer's missed you. Oh, Palmer's is so cute. Look it up. Oh, we had dogs galore this weekend. We had so much fun. I mean, it was a lot of work, but it was good time spent with the family. And I always wish that for everybody, to have a good time whenever you're on vacation. Welcome back, Shizzy Daddy. We miss you. Angela Quinn, a little bit of Harley Quinn going down there. How you doing? Love it. I love that avatar. That's really cute. That's really cute. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That one's for you. Thank you, Angela. And Vicky Brushwood says, yes, you were missed. I do feel missed. There was a lot of people that were reaching out to me going, oh my gosh, no mornings, no evenings. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to go back and rewatch everything. I tried to get stuff set up before I left, and I couldn't do any of that. Thank you. Make sure you reach down, hit that thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm, and it makes me feel so welcome. It really does. The Mad Hatter Matt. Thank you so much. Welcome back. We needed your open letters. Oh my gosh. Yes. And I did manage to send Tug a couple of them, and he had such a good time reading those. I am so glad you guys got to enjoy them. I will probably read the same ones again tonight. Not that Tug did a bad job, because Tug is freaking awesome, and he is like a total pal that, he's just been he's you know he kept the train rolling. It's a beautiful thing. you may you may not see me, but I'm lurking some mornings. Oh, I almost girl, that's fine. We love it whenever you lurk. We love it whenever you lurk. About time you got back. Yeah, I will tell you, my work email is so loaded right now. Tomorrow is going to be insane. I have no idea how I'm going to keep up with all of the actual, like, real work that I have to do. It's going to be crazy. Oh, Volstorm, I'll drop you an invite, brother. Maybe you can come in and save my voice for a little bit. It's not like I haven't been using it all week. It's not like I've been using it all week. It's been so crazy. Just like all of these filings came in as I headed out, and it's gonna be lit. I like a cherry on a banana split. Oh, the whipped cream and cherries. Is it the cherry that you put in your mouth and never mind. I won't get into that one. Biker Yamaha brother, good to see you. Hey, welcome back. I knew you'd missed the wall test and you had to limp your way back. Oh, good to see you, brother. I'll drop you one too if you want to come in and save my voice on a couple of these, because I've got a lot of them going on. It has been just one of those where my voice has been just absolutely insane crazy. Lisa Gibbs dropping a wonderful 10 spot. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. I appreciate you. Let me get a nice sticker for you. That is beautiful. Oh man, girl, how you doing? I hope that the weather is as good in Europe as it is here. Thank you so much. Oh, and if you haven't seen my videos of England and France and Italy, you should go check those out. Yeah, I've done a little bit of traveling in the past few years. This past year I did, well, last year I didn't do any traveling. This year it looks like it's all going to be local. Oh yeah, Tug did it. Tug did a great job. No, he did a really good job. Well, miss the music in the helmet. Yeah, the music in the helmet is always so much fun. But he did keep it alive for me. He really did keep it alive. So this next one was the order that the judge kicked out right here. Now, this one right here is, this matter is before the court on defendant's motion to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. And this is for Doc 67 and 68. Plaintiff had responded in opposition in 80. No hearing is necessary. Early in this litigation, defendants moved to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction, which were 5 and 6. The court denied that motion and found subject matter jurisdiction existed under 28 USC 1332 because there was diversity of citizenship and the amount of controversy exceeded $75,000, which were documents 14 and 23. Defendants have now filed another motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, arguing that the amount and controversy requirement is no longer met. Well, although defendants are correct that the plaintiff can no longer recover treble damages or attorney's fees for violations of Florida's RICO Act because those claims have been dismissed, defendants are incorrect that this fact deprives the court of jurisdiction. Events occurring subsequent to the institution of the suit, which reduce the amount of recoverable below the statutory limit, do not oust jurisdiction. Oh, and he throws in the filing right there on top of it, acknowledging the well-settled rule that a federal court does not lose jurisdiction even though the amount recovered falls short of the jurisdictional amount. The court's analysis of the amount in controversy requirement focuses on how much is in controversy at the time of the case's filing in federal court, not later. Thus, a post-filing development that reduces the alleged amount in controversy to below the statutory threshold does not destroy diversity jurisdiction. This rule responds to the difficulties of assessing a suit's value and the likelihood that the calculation will change over the course of litigation. Because the alleged amount in controversy does not cap damages, constant litigation over the matter having the potential to alter court's jurisdiction would be wasteful. Therefore, even if dismissal of plaintiff's Florida RICO claims has made recovering the need amount impossible, the dismissal is a post-filing development that does not destroy diversity jurisdiction in this case. Given this rule and the court's previous determination that the amount in controversy requirement was satisfied at the suit's outset, defendant's motion to dismiss under the federal rules lacks merit. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Explaining that even part of the plaintiff's claim is dismissed, for example, on federal civil procedure 12b, 6, or summary judgment motion, thereby reducing the plaintiff's remaining claims and claims below the requisite amount in controversy. The district court retains jurisdiction to adjudicate the balance of the claim. And he puts in here in his note, the court is unpersuaded by defendant's argument that this general rule should not apply because plaintiffs acted in bad faith. The court does not find that the plaintiff acted in bad faith in asserting at the time of filing that the amount in controversy exceeds it. Whether plaintiff can ultimately recover more than that is a different question than whether the amount in controversy was met when this case was filed, explaining that the plaintiff's likelihood of success on the merits is largely irrelevant to the court's jurisdiction because the pertinent question is what is in controversy in the case, not how much money they're ultimately likely to recover. Accordingly, defendant's motion to dismiss for lack of subject matter jurisdiction, number 67, is denied. So ordered the 17th day of March, 2025. Oh, yes. That one right there. That one right there was beautiful in all of it. Because this is whenever I was feeling salty that night. I will say I was feeling very salty. And I did write 2 letters. I sent one to Tug, and then I updated it. Oh boy. Need I say, it got crushing. Oh, it got humiliating. It got so downright slapped around that this one I enjoyed it. Oh, enjoyed it so much. Oh, you have no idea. Another open letter while on vacation. Damn, those tears keep falling. Dear Bubbles, I have to hand it to you, Bruce. Your commitment to being publicly humiliated in federal court is truly, truly unmatched. I thought you hit rock bottom when the judge ordered you to show cause why you shouldn't be thrown out of the case entirely. But here you are, still digging. Let's talk about this latest masterpiece of desperation and self-inflicted embarrassment. Your motion for attorney fees under 28 U.S.C. 1927. You're seriously out here whining that Jeremy's lawyers multiply the proceedings because they dare to respond to your failed 12B motion. Well, Bubbles, when you file a flimsy doomed from the start motions that get smacked down like a mosquito at a barbecue, you're the one wasting everyone's time. Those arguments boil down to, Judge, they were mean to me. They said I fabricated legal authority, and then they responded to my nonsense filing. Please make them pay for me having to read nonsense response. Bruce, this isn't a small claims court for bruised egos. This is a federal court. You don't get paid for losing. If you did, you'd be a billionaire by now. So let's address your laughable attempt to spin your own missteps into some sort of grand conspiracy. You keep whining that Jeremy's team falsely accused you of fabricating legal authority, yet somehow you keep getting caught doing exactly that. I mean, you literally got called out for modifying citations to make your arguments look stronger. And instead of just taking the loss, you're doubling down like some deranged gambler who just lost his rent money at a slot machine. And there's your pathetic attempt to turn your self-inflicted problems into a payday. You had the nerve to cite that USC 1927, which, let me remind you, is meant for sanctioning attorneys who engage in unreasonable and vexatious litigation. Bruce, my guy, that's literally you. If anyone's been multiplying proceedings unreasonably and vexatiously, it's you. You've been filing motions to dismiss that get denied, motions to strike that get denied. Now you're throwing a tantrum over sanctions motions that you absolutely deserve. Meanwhile, you're out here firing off unhinged emails, CCing Paint Chip and his merry band of Twitter trolls, and making legal arguments so weak they wouldn't survive a stiff breeze. Let's not forget your impending legal doom. Your April 3rd hearing still looming like a bad credit score, while you're going to have to explain to a federal judge why you shouldn't be yeeted from this case entirely. Now you're out here grasping at straws, trying to muddy the waters with your boo-hoo, being mean to me routine. Here's the reality, Bruce. You can't win on the law. You can't win on the facts, so now you're trying to wind your way back into a paycheck, and buddy, it's not going to work. You're a two-time defendant. You're circling the drain in this case, and now you're panicking because you're about to be thrown out of federal court like a bad check. So go ahead, Bruce. Keep flailing, keep filing, keep embarrassing yourself at this point. It's the only thing you're good at. Sincerely, Shizzy. But I do have more. Oh, I do have more. In this particular one, because it was so salty, it was so spicy, I was having so much fun with it, I added another one in there. I was like, oh, you just have no idea how much fun I was having doing all of these letters, sitting down at night and writing these things. Oh, it was so much. There was so much going on that whenever I started getting them all together, it took me about an hour to get all these letters up. Yeah, about an hour. Let me get down here and see if I can find the correct one, because I think this is it. Nope, that's not the one. And maybe it's this one right here. Nope, that one was the one that I sent to Tug, because it was after this filing right here that letter was supposed to come, which was this one right here. Sorry about that. I jumped the gun. I just got so excited about reading these letters that I jumped the gun. So sorry about that. Doggone it. It was his motions for attorney's fees. Damn it. And I read the letter for it. Can't undo that one. Can't unsee it. It happened. Oh my gosh. Yes, you were missed. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, and welcome back, Shizzy Daddy. We missed you. Oh, yeah. And then we had, let's see, that was Yes, You Were Missed. And then, of course, that one. And Lisa Gibbs, 10. And Wanda Perez, hey, Shizzy. Oh, thank you for the 20. That's so nice. That's so kind of you. You keep the train rolling over here. I'm telling you, this is not an easy blast to do. Thank you so much. That is for you right there. Thank you for the 20 and that cute. Thank you, puppy. Such a cute puppy. Looks like a Shar-Pei. It's just got the bags hanging off of it. It's so pretty. Oh man. So the defendants moved this to order that the plaintiff pay a reasonable attorney fee as a sanction, unreasonably vexatious, and blah, 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 blah. He did 5 pages of this bitching and moaning. Not once, but twice, because he filed basically the same thing twice over. And right down here, which I found, and Tug pointed this out also, and I went back and read this, and it was like, unless it's acceptable for a party to falsely accuse opposing lawyers of serious misconduct, such as fabricating authority, unless a falsely accused lawyer's time responding to such spurious attacks on their integrity is of no value, the court should award the defendants a reasonable attorney fee to be paid by the plaintiff. So right here, he's telling the judge what he has to do. Right here, he's telling the judge, you have to do this. You must do this. I am Bruce the lawyer. I am Bruce the lawyer, and I am far above and beyond anything that you could ever possibly be. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You're not. You're not. You're not that. You're not what you think you are. What you are is a piece of garbage that is getting your ass handed to you left, right, and center. Oh yeah, and of course you've got those tools jumping in there that want to sit there and say, "Oh, so the judge is the same kind of these filings that he's doing, shock it by calling out Brucey on his bullshit. He wants to claim that whenever he calls him out on his garbage, that's improper. Oh no, 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 no. That's not how it works. That's not improper. That's him doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's calling Bruce out on his bullshit. And that's what he's supposed to be doing. And it really drives the ecosystem up the wall. John Beck, good job, Shizzy. You're the man. Oh, that is a pretty dachshund, and that ball is way too big for him. John Beck, that's beautiful. Oh man, I will tell you, it's been a crazy week. I was missing my pup the other day. It was crazy week. Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate you for the 20. You're the man. That is so awesome. Thank you. I'm still trying to shake off What the Hell's live tonight. I hate seeing George so upset. Well, she has every right to be upset, Karen. I mean, if you had to go through this shit for the past, I don't know what's it been going on, 3 years, 4 years now that they've had to been dealing with this shit, 5 that they've been dealing with this crap, telling him to stop, and I think they just grew tired of it. They just grew tired of it. We need to let Shizzy know Valhalla needs a helmet. What is he acting like an artard? He does that, but that's okay. He's got a cool helmet. He's got a cool helmet. Oh man, I will tell you, the niece, she's absolutely adorable. She's what, 5 now? So she's got a helmet, and I joke not. It is the same style, same design, except it's all pink and it's got like fades on it. It's so cool. And of course, nobody in that family knows that I do the YouTube. My wife does, but she doesn't talk about it, of course. But she's got like the same helmet, and I just was like, if only I could show her mine, she would love it. George's sister is now in the mix. That has to be so hard on her and Jeremy. No, George. How is George's sister in the mix? And I'm serious about this. If you really think George's sister is in the mix, think about where that's coming from. Think about where that really is coming from. Keeps running into tree branches and go walks. That's funny. I'll send him mine after I'm done with it. Yeah. Jeremy's going to sue George's sister, who she is with Wapo. Who says this stuff? Is Jeremy said that that's what he's doing? See, Patricia, here's the thing. Think about where this information is coming from, and think about, is this coming from Jeremy, or is this coming from somebody else? I mean, that's what you have. That, oh, did he say that tonight? I was listening a little bit. I was pulling up documents. So he said that he was suing George's sister, or did he say that he's going to sue people that are coming after him, and he told him to stop? I mean, I honestly don't know, because you have to remember that this is what that ecosystem wants, is they want to get people all upset with one another. You need my P.O. box to mail you those stickers to you? Oh, okay. Yeah, let me get that. Thank you for, let me write that down, because I will forget again. I will forget again. Give me just a second. Uh, 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 I'll have it listed on YouTube. Just give me like 24 hours, and if you don't see it, I will put it up there. I am so sorry about that. I totally have forgotten. I keep meaning to do that. I should have done that this week while I was at my computer and not able to do anything. Doggone it. Thank you so much for reminding me. I'll get that taken care of. Yeah, Jeremy said it. It's coming from Jeremy. She's on Guapo's side. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know all the details of it. I really don't. I wish I did. Speaking of details, I think that there's only one detail that really, really, really matters to all you fine people, because without this detail, life wouldn't matter.
Hunter, what's going on right now?
Getting shot at by single shot Freddy.
Who's that?
I have a feeling he's a blind Afghan man somewhere between the ages of 60 and 75 years old. And he likes to scare the shit out of us with these single shots that he takes. We've been getting real close, so we're all hiding right now.
How come you think he's blind?
Well, because he hasn't hit anything yet.
That about sums it up. I'm the detail you don't need.
What are you doing, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Hey, man, how you doing?
It is so good to see you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, 3D life and all. It's just kind of the way it goes.
You're telling me, bro.
Yeah.
Telling me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
man.
everybody.
Yeah, we've gotten all kinds of crazy filings by this guy. And
Yeah.
you showed up just in the perfect time to read
Oh,
the
of
next
course
line.
I did.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Because this one here is glorious. It's not as glorious as the one that I wrote today. After seeing what Shochet filed today, well, we're working on that. We're getting to that one. But this is the one right here. Just saved for you, my man.
That's so nice of you. Oh, dear Bubbles, where's your helmet? What are you doing? God, what the fuck? I go away for a little while and then, yeah. All right. Oh, dear Bubbles, you absolute train wreck in a suit. An open letter to the man who thinks losing in court deserves a payout. Bruce, my sweet bumbling pro hoc vice disaster. I don't know whether to mock you, pity you, or just send you a gift basket full of legal textbooks, since it seems you slept through law school. But let's be honest, you'd probably try to file a motion against the fruit arrangement for unjust enrichment. I have to hand it to you. You have officially redefined what it means to be shameless. You're out here clogging up the docket like a sovereign citizen with a printer, demanding attorney's fees in a case you're handling for free. Supposedly. So, here we are again, watching you flail around like a blindfolded kid at a piñata party, or a stinky-ass fish on a shoreline, filing motions after motion in some desperate attempt to convince the court that you're anything other than an over-caffeinated fraudster with a broken keyboard. Let's get this straight. You're a pro bono attorney, meaning you signed up to work for free. I assume because even your ambulance-chasing days are behind you, and now you think that the very court that's considering revoking your right to appear at all should start cutting you checks? Demanding attorney's fees for your own stupidity? This is next-level delusional. What's next? Are you going to bill the court for gas money on your way to getting booted from the case? Maybe demand meal reimbursements for all the late-night rage filing you've been doing on the hater channels. Or maybe some of that booger sugar. Bruce, this is embarrassing. This isn't lawyering. This isn't even grifting. This is judicial loitering. You set up shop in Florida federal court like some kind of procedural squatter, filing motions on repeat like you're hoping the judge will get so exhausted that he just pays you to leave. Bruce. Let me explain something to you in terms even a paint chip enthusiast like yourself can understand. You are not a local. You are a guest. First, you demand sanctions for emails that you wrote. Then you demand fees because people dare to respond to your nonsense. And now, after the judge already ruled against you, you're filing the same motion again, like maybe he'll change his mind if you annoy him enough. Bruce, you're not arguing the law. You're just throwing paperwork at the wall and hoping something sticks. Like the crazed little monkey in a cage that you are with your handfuls of shit. You are the legal equivalent of... Oh, hey, see? Right, there we go. I was right on key right there. You are you are the legal equivalent of a chimpanzee with a typewriter. Except instead of Shakespeare, you're producing poorly formatted fee motions. You waltzed into Florida federal court like a legal tourist, immediately made a spectacle of yourself, got repeatedly slapped down by the judge, and now, as your swan song, you want the same court that's actively considering booting you out to also cut you a check. They should just leave money on the nightstand, like the little pole dancer you are. Do you think the judge has short-term memory loss?
Not enough corn.
I know, right? Yeah, cans of corn. That he won't notice that you're filing repeat junk like some kind of courtroom bot that got stuck in a loop. This isn't Westlaw Mad Libs, Bruce. You can't just keep swapping out nouns and hoping for a different ruling. I can't stress this enough, Bruce. You signed up to do this for free. Nobody forced you. Nobody said, "Hey, Brucey, come completely wreck your reputation, get sanctioned, have a judge threaten to kick you out, and make a fool of yourself, all for $0. That was your choice. So why exactly are you now standing in the middle of the courtroom with your hands out like some kind of legal street performer, demanding payment for the mess you created? Well, allegedly, he did have a choice between being a mime and a clown, so... You're begging for a payday like a washed-up ambulance chaser. So far in this case, you continue to lose every argument, waste the court's time, clog up the docket with nonsense, and now you think that people who had to clean up your mess should pay you. Bruce, lawyers get paid to win cases, not to set judicial records for most consecutive losses in a single litigation. You are basically trying to bill the court for watching you fail in real time. What's next? Are you going to sue the legal bar for emotional damages when they finally yank your license for good? Your entire legal career at this point is just one long grift-adjacent judicial meltdown. I don't know whether you actually believe the garbage you're filing, or if you're just so used to lying that even you've lost track of reality. I think that hit the nail on the head.
It did.
Let me stress once again. Every time you file another dumb motion, you make it even more likely that the judge is going to boot you from the case entirely. You have an order to show cause hanging over your head, a sanctions hearing coming up, and you're literally under judicial scrutiny for unprofessional behavior. And instead of laying low and keeping your cockwasher shut and trying not to look like a complete fraud, you're out here filing free motions like a desperate panhandler outside a courthouse, or a pole dancer on the B group. Bruce, if anything, you should be paying the court for the time you've wasted. Oh, and that would be a lot of money. You've turned a straightforward defamation case into your own personal episode of Legal Jackass. Look what stupid shit I can do now. And now you think you deserve a check. Let's not forget you're already being dragged into another case as a defendant. So not only are you no longer just some pro bono goofball trying to help Preston and Cook, quote unquote, you're now a named defendant in a second case. And you're about to lose your pro hoc vice status in this case. So while you're over here trying to squeeze attorney's fees out of a case you're handling for free, you might want to consider how the court is going to view your conduct moving forward. No, but he won't. Maybe, just maybe, instead of spamming the court with desperate free motions, you should start figuring out how you're going to defend yourself in the second lawsuit. Because let's be real, if this is your strategy when you're pretending to be a competent lawyer, imagine how badly you're going to fail as a defendant. Honestly, at this point, the only thing left for you to do is represent yourself. That would truly be the chef's kiss to this absolute circus of incompetence.
I would love it.
Yeah, no shit. Bruce, you are a joke. You have spent this entire case cosplaying as a real lawyer, acting like paper terrorism is a legitimate legal strategy, and now, when it's clear you've lost every possible argument, your best idea is to ask for a payday. Let's be real. You don't deserve a fucking dime. You deserve a Lifetime Achievement Award and judicial humiliation for turning a federal case into the courtroom equivalent of a WWE match, except you keep getting thrown through the table.
Face first.
I sincerely hope you file more nonsense. Please, keep showing the world just how much of a joke you are. Because honestly, Bruce, you're no longer just a bad lawyer. You're a walking, talking, litigation-themed comedy special. Only you don't have a special helmet. Sincerely, Shizzy, your favorite short bus legal enthusiast, currently untangling my Velcro shoes while laughing at you.
Oh yeah, let's get the music. Oh.
There we go.
Yo, Bruce. You keep catching L's like it's your 9 to 5. Out of weak ass motion, judge said nah, nice try. Courtrooms laughing, Gainesville smirking. You out here begging, but the system ain't working. Bruce hit the court thinking he'd get a dub. Found some weak shit, got smacked like a scrub. Tried moving courtrooms, judge ain't amused. Said we already in Gainesville, why you so confused? Crime by prejudice, bitches, your own damn mess. Filing trash motion, just stacking up stress. Ain't nobody read it, didn't need no reply. Judge saw the title and said denied. Bruce keep crying, but the judge ain't budging. Another bad motion, another ass thrashing. Your dumb ass pleadings make my head hurt. Gainesville to Gainesville ain't never gonna work. Jerk. Jerk. Judge looked at the brief like, what the F is this? No merit, no case, just legal nonsense. Said, Bruce, I don't know why you wasting my time. Every motion you file, just weaker than the last crime. Talking about strategy, nah, it's just cope. Like a crackhead trying to sell bars of fake soap. Every single move, just a courtroom joke. Denied, stamped hard, now your ego got choked. Bruce keep crying, but the judge ain't budging. Another bad motion, another ass thrashing. Your dumb ass pleadings make my head hurt. Gainesville to Gainesville ain't never gonna work. Jerk. Yo, Bruce, what's next? Gonna file again? Trying to move court to the effing Caribbean. Judge don't care about your salty ass tears. Gainesville's locked and say goodbye to your fears. Goodbye to your fears. Say goodbye to your fears. Goodbye to your fears. riding your wave. Both looking desperate, trying to get paid. But this ain't no payday, this a legal beat down. You a joke in the system, a certified clown. Shochet, just styling, dunking on your name. Each motion you write just fuels this game. Stop filing this bullshit, take the L with grace. Lady Doreen finna body bag your whole damn case. Bruce keep crying, but the judge ain't budging. Another bad motion, another ass thrashing. Your dumb ass pleadings make my head hurt. Gainesville to Gainesville ain't never gonna work, jerk. Bruce, take the L, sit your ass down. Keep sitting there mad, looking lost in denial. So next time you think about dropping some trash, just remember Judge Minty Fresh gonna put a boot in your ass. Your ass down. Keep sitting there mad, looking lost in denial. So next time you think about dropping some trash, just remember Judge Minty Fresh gonna put a boot in your ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dennis, thank you. Absolutely love this song and the video. So glad you're back. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dennis. It's so good to be back. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you're back too, Yelma. I really missed you, brother.
Thanks for making me perky. Wow. Really? Wouldn't you like to know? Hey, you remember those Santa hats? That's what I was thinking about. Those Santa hats that we were talking about that one time, you know, and I started losing it and laughing, and they were showing it on Experts. I got to thinking about it the other day because I was watching a history thing about Vikings, and they found these little peculiar shaped items, and I just had to make a smart ass comment about it. And all of a sudden the thought dawned on me that those are not Santa hats. No. Nay. Those are, no. It is North Pole nipple armor.
That's right.
I just figured it out. They are fuzzy North Pole nipple armor, and they will keep your nips warm when it gets cold, but yeah, that's what I figured out. Yeah. Anyway, I just had to sidetrack that one.
Well, today, Shochet filed a motion, and it's glorious. It was,
what time did that come in? What time did that come in?
This evening. And it is dispositive anti-SLAPP motion to dismiss defendant Cook's counterclaims, and he also has one which is basically the same thing over here for Preston's. So it's almost identical. There will be slight differences to it, but what it says is the counterclaim filed by Mr. Cook hereinafter defendant. Now, see, he did file documents earlier in the week, but the judge shot both of those down because he filed two motions at the same time, and the judge said, no, you have to file those separately.
Okay.
So this is a refiling of, I think it was 106 and 107 or 108, 106 or 107, something like that.
Who knows? It's
he had
so
to
far
refile a
into
couple
it
of
now. I was tracking numbers, and I mean, I know it says it right there, but
it goes. Yeah, that's what he filed today. So what it was for failure to state a claim pursuant to Florida Statute 762, the counterclaim asserts three claims against Mr. Gales: one for intentional infliction of emotional distress, count two for violation of Florida statute and unauthorized publication of name or likeness, count three for common law invasion of privacy. None of these counts state a claim. This means that the counterclaim should be dismissed with prejudice. This is because none of the 3 counts can survive a single action rule, and none of the 3 counts set forth the necessary elements. The counterclaim, which was filed on February 8th, counterclaim all 3 counts, is based on social media videos made by Mr. Hales. Nowhere in the counterclaim does defendant provide one single example or specific YouTube video by Mr. Hales. In fact, the Anti-SLAPP statute places the burden on the defendant to provide and allege specific social media precisely to ensure that the intentionally vague claims do not escape dismissal. Defendant's counterclaim, count 1, defamatory road signs, which were falsely alleged by Mr. Hales as having been created by the defendant. There is no count for defamation anywhere in the defendant's counterclaim, especially not in count 1. Rather, defendant attempts to cast count 1 as intentional infliction of emotional distress. They're so distressed. Defendant's claim adds 2 additional counts based on Florida statutes and invasion of privacy by unauthorized publication. Both of these remaining counts are also based on Mr. Hale's YouTube channel and videos, which are a play, movie, television program, radio broadcast, audiovisual work, book, magazine, article, musical work, news report, or other similar work. Defendant's counterclaim is a quintessential strategic lawsuit against public participation, SLAPP, which seeks to hold Mr. Hales liable for exercising his constitutional rights to free speech in connection with public issues, namely written and or oral statements made in or in connection with his YouTube channel, which is a television program, radio broadcast, audiovisual work. It is not a book or magazine, musical work, or other similar work. He's covering all of what Jeremy Hales is doing. In that regard, defendant's counterclaim is designed to chill speech on a public issue. It falls squarely within the anti-SLAPP, and Florida has pretty good anti-SLAPP statutes. Florida courts have also long favored. Now, anti-SLAPP doesn't cover if somebody gets on. If I got on here and started accusing Yamaha, for example, of doing vile things to another human being, that would not be covered under that.
When don't you do that anyway?
Well,
not that I care, but whatever.
only on days that end in Y. Come on, get it right. Well, and so he goes through explaining what SLAPP is about to facilitate expeditious resolution within lawsuits. The anti-SLAPP law shifts parties' burdens at the outset and requires a more stringent analysis. Than a typical motion to dismiss. Noting that courts, when faced with a motion to dismiss based on anti-SLAPP, must do more than accept as true factual allegations on the 4 corners of the complaint to draw inference, therefore therefrom in favor of the claimant, specifically once the defendant here counterclaim which would be the counter defendant, which would be Jeremy in this one, establishes the statute applies. The burden shifts to the plaintiff, which would be the Preston and Cook, to demonstrate that the claims are not primarily based on First Amendment rights in connection with a public issue, not without merit. There is no doubt that the defendant's counterclaim indisputably involves statements made in or connection with a play, movie, television program, radio broadcast, audiovisual work, book, magazine, article, or other similar work. By definition, this constitutes free speech in connection with the public issues. Defendant claims that Mr. Hale's audiovisual work on YouTube broadcast was made to promote Hale's YouTube broadcast in order to advertise the videos as bad neighbor videos in which the defendant appears involuntarily as villains, contrived in YouTube storylines.
Can you hold for a sec? Can you hold for a sec? Can you embiggen this a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
People are having a problem.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Sorry about that. Oh, thank you for that. Appreciate you. Shizzy, we can't see. Well, let me enlarge it for you. Thank you. Defendant claims that Mr. Hale's audiovisual work on YouTube broadcast was made to promote Mr. Hale's blah blah blah. This is all their claims that they had. And he comes back and says, this means Mr. Hales has established a prima facie case that the statute applies. The burden shifts to the defendant to show defendant's counterclaims have merit. Defendant cannot meet this burden which they haven't, according to Mr. Hales, is entitled to an award of his attorney's fees and costs in bringing this motion to dismiss pursuant. Count 1 of intentional infliction of law distress fails as a matter of law. But the two actions are entirely related to YouTube content. And 3, contrived storylines for content. 4, contrived for device for the basis of federal lawsuit accompany YouTube storylines. 5, creating litigation to generate YouTube content. And 6, falsely accusing the defendants of extortion and tortious interference as additional contrived claims to general litigation content. In Florida, the party alleging the intentional infliction of emotional distress must 1, show the defendant acted recklessly or intentionally. 2, the defendant's conduct was extreme and outrageous. 3, the defendant's conduct caused the plaintiff's emotional distress. And 4, plaintiff's emotional distress was severe. You have to meet all 4 of those. You can't just meet 1, but you have to meet all 4 of those, which they failed to do. Defendant fails to allege these elements in any plausible manner. True. The issue of whether a party's actions are so extreme as outrageous as to permit a claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress is a legal question for courts to decide as a matter of law. Florida applies the definition. So basically, they just go through all of this of what that liability is. Thus, intentional infliction of emotional distress requires a very high bar as a matter of law, but defendant merely recites the elements of outrageousness in conclusionary fashion without even attaching any examples of these thumbnails or the audiovisual broadcast. There's no links to anything in their filing. It only alleges in a conclusionary manner that Mr. Hales' YouTube, just by him being Jeremy Hales, is contrived with this lawsuit generating fresh, compelling YouTube content, fresh litigation related to YouTube content, which defendant was framed by Mr. Hales. Now, they've said this multiple times.
You hurt my feelings!
No, it's even worse than that. They're saying that he's the one that posted the signs around Otter Creek.
Right.
They've said this multiple times on multiple different channels.
Yeah, they're quote-unquote tinfoil hat-wearing fucking expert who is not even, still to my knowledge, a legitimately certified or licensed forensic handwriting expert.
Right.
I don't give a fuck if he runs that school or not or what the deal was. Like I said before, you got to start somewhere. And they keep wanting to bang on about the lady that Jeremy Hales has. The thing is that she had since, from my understanding, moved on and went on to actually become a certified or licensed forensic handwriting expert. Regardless of whether it's part-time or whatever, I don't give a shit. There is a distinction there.
Yes. She actually went and got the certifications required. This does not allege conduct rise above the level required to cause of action for intentional infliction of emotional distress. And also, let me point this out. On emotional distress, if you're saying that you're emotionally distressed, then you would have to have a clinical psychologist. A clinical psychologist, I think is what it is. Not a psychiatrist, but a psychologist come in and have them as a witness. This would be something that you would have to have as a witness, which means that they would be able to get their clinical psychologist to actually sit down with both Cook and Lynette to see if what they're saying is true.
Well, in my opinion,
are they willing,
and
they
allegedly,
can't even show up for a freaking deposition.
Right?
You're telling me if they're saying that they're emotionally damaged because of Jeremy Hales, well, then they would have to prove that, and the only way that you could do that is from a psychologist. And they would have to release those records to the court. They would have to sit down in front of them and explain how these has psychologically damaged them. And they also have to get a baseline, which means that they sit down for a period of time and they start going through every single step that you got through to get there.
Well, allegedly, in my opinion, this is not retroactive. So this does not cover pre-existing condition, because I'm fairly certain there was a lot of emotional and or mental damage that had already been done prior to all this.
Yeah. Well, and Lynette is
And had nothing to do with
Harley
Jeremy
Grace are in-
Hales.
Well, so you're saying that her and Harley Grace are in counseling. Hey, her and HG are in counseling. Well, I'm sorry, rubbing crystals on your body is not considered counseling. Just so you know.
No, but is it
That's so
therapeutic?
bad. Mom, 2 boys. Oh, thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. She's 2 of my favorites are back together again, but not like that, Yamaha. You know that. Thank you so much, Mom. Appreciate
Next
you.
on Shizzy's Grift Store, mushroom-shaped crystals. Get yours while stocks last.
Only from Temu. Only from Temu. Oh my God. Well, no, that would be something that they would have to put in legal filing. See, this is what a lot of these folks are not catching on this. Hey, Max, oh Max. I don't know if Max is a male or female, but I will say, Max, you are awesome for keeping me apprised. You are the bomb diggity, and I will say that time and time again. Thank you so much, Max, because Max was sending these to me so fast and furious. I think that Max ended up getting carpal tunnel syndrome for me because they were just like every day. It was just like, good Lord, 3 filings, 2 filings. What the hell is going on? Thanks, Max. I appreciate you. Ah, you're male and 35. So it means
there you go.
you're available.
No. All furried up and ready to go.
All fired up and ready to go.
No, I'm just going by the picture. Well, I'm glad for those of you that like my laugh. I have such a goofy laugh, but it's funny that other people laugh at it.
I know it makes our day.
It's funny.
Yeah, so this does not rise to the level. Additionally, there's not even an allegation that the thumbnails are extreme and outrageous at all, let alone the level of outrageousness required under Florida law. And they're also public information. Like every single one of these things you can get off of the interwebs. I mean, if you show your face on TV, you sit down for a deposition. Any one of these that's being recorded, you're open yourself up to being mocked endlessly. Think about the guy that showed up with as a cat going, I'm not a cat. I swear I'm not a cat, Your Honor.
Yeah. Well, and again, it goes back to, I mean, it becomes a matter, whether they like it or not, it does become a matter of public interest. She not only ran for a public position, regardless of what it is, whatever level, she ran for a public position before. She also then was made, and I can't remember what it was. I don't know, fucking town secretary or timekeeper or whatever it was, but it's a public position temporarily.
Yeah.
And then she is what, now supposedly running again? She is a public fucking figure, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. She made herself a public figure.
Yes.
It's like you don't jump in front of the camera and go, "Oh, I didn't realize it's gonna be
I want my privacy."
Yeah, that's not how that works. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm so happy to hear those letters in the original format. About effing time. Thank you, Allstorm. Oh my God. Defendant's claim for intentional. I missed you guys so much. I mean, I did miss.
Yeah, it's just been one of those things.
I was texting with Meg and I was like, man, I am so jonesing that I mean it was bad. I was like, this is like the perfect time. There's like perfect stuff going on, like, and I can't even stream because, well, one, it was so loud in the house with kids running around and with TVs going on, and it's just like I can't do this. And so I found a like nice, quiet, secluded place. I was like, cool, I'll just record a video here. I couldn't even freaking record a video because the internet cuts off in that room.
Where you sound like you're underwater or something.
Oh no, it wasn't even that, because I was like, I'll just record it on the laptop and then I'll go in and I can fix it with editing software and get the voice to sound at least reasonable. No, I couldn't even record it. I lost all internet connection as soon as I went in that room. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And of course the wife is like, well, just plug it into your laptop. I was like, oh, that'd be great, except I don't have the little dongle to plug in.
Hey, if you're dongleless, that's not my. Oh, you're talking. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that dongle.
Okay.
Pervert.
The one you plug into your computer. I gotcha. Okay.
The one I plug into my wife.
I thought you had a power saw accident again.
Yeah, it does happen. I didn't slap myself in the face with a branch this time.
Oh, yeah, right. I went out to trim the trees and I got my ass kicked by an oak.
No, it was a dogwood.
A dogwood, whatever it was.
No, I cut the branch and that thing just came back.
That thing just beat the shit out of you.
Went through my lip. You could see the tooth. It was. Oh my God, it was so bad.
I think we rode that horse for, I don't know, a good couple of weeks. I think every time we.
Yeah. I had to shave off just like half of my mustache. You know, like I had this much facial hair, and I had to shave off this spot just so I could put a bandage on it, and then I had to shave off the rest of it. And everybody was just like, "Well, it doesn't look that bad." So I'm like, look, you can see my tooth.
Until they start throwing you weird little hand signs and goose stepping around.
Oh, the blood is deep in my mouth. No, I shaved.
Start talking with a little high Austrian accent.
Well, we had and that was that a Saturday or Sunday?
I don't remember.
Oh my God, because we did a story time on Sunday.
Yeah, I think it might have been earlier that you had done that, because you did. It wasn't just the hole in your face. It was just your whole persona. I mean, you looked like you had been fucking run over by a dump truck. I mean, you looked pretty rough. And then everybody's like, what the fuck happened to your face? Yeah.
Oh, and that was the other thing. Shar released a video. Oh my gosh, that was insane. This next one, Shar has a video tomorrow. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be. I got back at exactly the right time. Yeah, the haters are getting exactly what they want. Turn Jeremy and George against each other. But they're not getting. That's the thing. You're not going to get Jeremy and George against each other.
Yeah.
Come on. Hey, how you doing, Skipper? How you doing? Can't wait for the judge's ruling. Yeah, I agree there. I can't wait to see how the judge rules on all of this. I have a feeling that the judge is probably not going to say anything until April. There we go. Thank you. That's my feeling. Now, I could be wrong on that. A weekly Florida DCA, single publication, single action rule does not permit multiple actions when they arise. Thank you for Skipper. I appreciate it. The single publication action rule does not permit multiple actions when they arise from the same publication upon which a failed defamation claim is based. The rule is designed to prevent plaintiffs from circumventing a valid defense to defamatory by recasting essentially the same facts into several causes of action, all meant to compensate for the same harm. The rule precludes recasting defamation claims as additional distinct causes of action of tort, in so much as defendants has produced no evidence at all, not even a single example within the entire counterclaim. There is no such publication which fits the elements of intentional infliction of emotional distress. And he's quoting Hustler again, which is like, the Supreme Court rejected the notion, the concept of outrageousness. We go into more of that, explains what all of that is. And then Snyder versus Phelps, more of this. And this is all the same stuff that he filed the other day. He just put it into a much more. He separated them out The defendant attaches no images or likenesses or thumbnails to the counterclaim, but merely alleges via 3 paragraphs containing nothing but conclusionary allegations that Mr. Hales has misappropriated the defendant's image and likeness by placing them on video thumbnails in order to advertise the videos as bad neighbors, that Mr. Hales used the thumbnails without their consent, which has nothing to do. And I will tell you, if the judge sees this, and he goes, yeah, this right here is something that I'm not touching, I imagine the judge will probably dismiss these counterclaims just on these bases alone. You know, that's something that, you know, he's made a very good point. And, you know, this judge, I have a feeling, does not like to tolerate dumb shit too much. In order,
I think he's trying to walk that. I think he's trying to walk that fine line. I mean, I know some people got upset, you know, with a couple of the previous things or what have you, but I think he's trying to walk a fine line. Now, we'll wait and see what happens April 3rd.
Yeah.
Knowing me and my temperament, would I have allowed Bubbles to do and say some of the stupid shit that he's done and get away with it as long? No. But I can't speak for Judge or Magistrate Belitho. No, that's just
not
me.
At all.
So I think he's just trying to walk a fine line and appear to, especially with some of the other things that have been said, apparently, where he's just trying to appear objective and unbiased.
Yeah. So Guano just pulled George's sister in this. They basically made a video making the same accusations as the signs. Yeah. And he's these you don't understand. This is what he's been battling for years. He's been battling this kind of crap. Yeah, and why? Why? Because they want to destroy a person. That's what it boils down to. That's what I think I find the most frustrating about it. Is like, this is all to basically destroy a person.
And wading through all this stuff, like you said, boiling it down, what it comes down to, where everything stands, like I said before, where it stands right now, is because of Lynette Preston and John Cook, because they couldn't get their way. It was their goal from the very beginning, when they started glomming on to Jeremy Hales and stalking him, doing this whole thing. I mean, she lied about owning that property. Unbeknownst to him, he technically, illegally removed that tree from property that she didn't even own. He was already established there. They did stalk him. They did follow him. They were trying to get money off of him one way or another, either by having him throw it at them, promote our turtle sanctuary, promote my channel, blah, 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 blah. Or when they were told no and they shit themselves sideways and got their panties in a wad, then she decides, oh, well, then fine. I'm going to create all this bullshit and fucking sue him.
Yeah.
That's been the goal. You've seen, if you've heard any of the recordings, that wasn't manipulated, that wasn't AI. Those are words that came out of her own mouth on those recordings, or what you've seen in writing.
Yes.
She just wants him to settle. She just wants money from him. She wants John Cook to go away. She wants to be able to do something with her house. Whatever the fuck else it is that she has said.
It's all a grift to get money.
But that's exactly where it started.
It's all a grift to get money. All of this has been a grift to get money.
Yes. She's no innocent fucking angel.
Oh yeah, she's
not by a long shot.
Angel. She floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. I mean, yeah, total angel. No, she is the epitome of a stripper that will show her ass every chance that they get, and will steal money out of your wallet while saying that they're being your best of friends. They're doing this for you, as they're reaching in your back pocket and pulling out that credit card and, hey, run this thing through me. And they've got all those little lackeys that are helping them out. Yeah. And they're more than happy to help them out, because they get a little cut of that. They're just happy to get out there and spread the same bullshit around. And that's that, you see it constantly. I mean, this isn't new. This isn't new at all. This is something that she has done before. The only thing is she didn't get caught before.
Yeah.
Now she's got her hand in the cookie jar, and Jeremy's got a little bit more power than some of these other people did. You know, if you've ever seen somebody that's a grifter, whenever they get caught, man, do they try to gaslight. They will fight, and they'll accuse everybody else of their failings.
Well, in my opinion, that's part of the reason why they had to get out of Northport. I mean, her track record of bullshit goes beyond that. But nonetheless, I think they had to get out of. I think they had to get out of Northport because larger population, way too many fucking eyes on them, and it was catching up and was coming to a head. And they saw this opportunity and they took it and ran with it.
Well,
that's my opinion.
And you've got this, and then you've got the same kind of grifters that are attaching themselves to them.
Mm-hmm.
The same kind of people that are attaching themselves to them. You've got Paint Chip, you've got Darth Touch, you've got all these other people that are attaching themselves to it. And trust me, I've done a dive on this rabbi that and just so you guys know what it takes to become a rabbi. Okay. Like it's a little bit different than becoming a minister.
Like Tug, who's now a certified druid or licensed druid or whatever it is. I don't know what
and once I started digging in and checking on who these people were, I was like, oh, these people are criminals. Like on multiple levels. Multiple criminals all doing this. And I mean,
well, it's just like the useless turd, you know, how she keeps pushing this bullshit narrative that and trying to feign all this concern and sadness and shit. The child was not precluded from that Christmas thing. It was, and I can't recall why. It was either just because of the shitbags that they are, or because they had a TRO or whatever it was.
Yeah,
it was John Cook it was John Cook and Lynette Preston that were not wanted or were not allowed to be there. The child could have gone. Child could have gone with a family member or a family friend. And then just like this bullshit that she keeps spewing out there about her fucking husband, and you don't get put on felony probation for a civil matter. I don't give a fuck what she says. As it stands right now, that's the way it is.
It's a criminal
because his dumb ass makes a fucking plea deal. Yeah. That's not how that shit happens. So you can, the judge said this. I've got video. I don't give a fuck what your video is. I don't give a fuck what you say the judge says. As it stands right now, that motherfucker is on felony probation for a plea deal that his dumb ass took. So you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. It's all bullshit and lies. Every time they flap their cock washers in the breeze or drag their booger hooks across keyboards, they're fucking lying. They're lying through omission or they're lying overtly. Oh, don't look at this little thing over here. Look at the shiny little thing over here. Look at this over. Don't pay attention to that. Every time they try and sweep shit under the rug, every time they try to push past shit, it's all fucking lies.
It's all to send money. Every single one of those, if you watch their streams, it's all about send money to help out this poor child.
And then when somebody does, then they sit there and shit all over them because they start asking questions. I'm sorry, but somebody gives you 56 grand, they got a right to ask questions.
Yeah.
And then to sit there and come up with some bullshit narrative about, I can't get a hold of them or whatever it is that they're saying.
Or even whenever they're saying that I sent the money for this specific purpose. So you could hire contractors, so you could hire people to do this work. And what did they do? That money just disappeared.
No.
Where did it go? Where did the money
that's exactly what it is. The art of misdirection, Gail. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. They are running PR. They can try and walk that shit back. They were adamant about that. Well, we're the only people, if we're running PR, or the only person that we're running PR for is, she says Michelle. I say Lynette because that's her legal fucking name, and it annoys the shit out of them. So. Well, the only one that we're running PR for is Lynette Preston. You can't fucking walk that shit back now.
Yeah.
And you've exemplified that over and over and over again.
Over and over. They have made it an absolute point to, and I said this back whenever they were running their holly jolly, Christmas crap. I was like, this is a grift. that's all it is, because as soon as this grift runs out and they've got all the money for that, they'll run another one, which ended up being like to get some panels or something, and throw up a part of a fence that so they could, and the reason they put up the fence is so they could claim that Jeremy was invading their privacy. And of course the cop shows up and he was like, but you have a fence here, that you have 3 open sides, you only have a fence here, that can't be an invasion of privacy. Like, do you not understand how this works?
Yeah, that's not how that's worked. They've tried to pull that same shit at even like police departments, fire departments, other government agencies, where they have what they call a privacy wall or what have you. Not even one that you can see. They'll have it bricked around or whatever. And people will stand out in a public space and they put their phones or a camera up on a pole, or they use a drone or what have you. And then they try to come down on them for that shit. And the courts have said, no, it's not like there is an like how it lays it out. Someone's hovering a drone right outside your bedroom window, or you're in a tanning booth, or whatever other issues that go along with that. It doesn't matter if there's a fence there. If you're out in a public venue that can be viewed from a public space, that's the way. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. You can stand there. As a matter of fact, you can be in your front window. Say you got a big ass fucking bay window in your house, and you're facing a public street, and you're standing in front of that window stark ass naked, where everybody out driving down the road or walking down the sidewalk or whatever can see you. Yeah. That's indecent exposure. It doesn't matter that you're inside your house. You can't just fucking do that still. Yeah, you're in your house, but you can't just do that.
No. I like that.
So it has nothing to, so just because you got a fence up and you're outside walking, that doesn't mean shit. If it can be viewed from public, regardless of whether it's on a pole or otherwise.
Yeah, privacy fences start at 8 feet, require permits, and Yamaha biker, you are speaking the truth. I love it when you get fired up. Preach it, brother.
Well, I mean, it's just common sense thing. I mean, we've seen this shit for a while now. We've called out a bunch of this shit. It's beating the same dead horse over and over again. And like we said, though, I mean, make your fucking popcorn, because August is quite a ways away. We've seen some other. It's only going to get more interesting. That's for damn sure.
Well, and I will say in April, if the judge comes back and boots Bubbles off of this, that hell hath no fury like a scorned Bubbles, because he will be eating everybody up with bullshit. Like he'll go from filings to being on YouTube and every single channel that he can possibly get on, to be spreading the same hateful crap that he's been spreading ever since before mac and cheese.
Volstorm. Hey, whatever you want to do, man. Hey, if you want to wiggle your worm in front of that open window, that's up to you. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
if people out on the street are getting a free show from it.
The only person who's looking is the expert. You know that.
Yeah.
And he's the one taking pictures and sending them out to everybody. The pervert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yamaha's a lyrical gangster.
Well, I don't know about that. I just say stupid shit and laugh a lot. Now, you can't hit the bullseye every time. Not everything I say is funny, and that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, and that's basically what he goes through here is the privacy portion of it. Defendant's counterclaim is bereft of any attachment, merely alleges that each defendant published defendant's name and image without consent. For example, the counterclaim wrongly states the defendant has violated the statute by publishing defendant's picture on video thumbnails without consent, by publishing using defendant's name, image, and videos without defendant's consent. But the inclusion of one's name, likeness, portrait, photograph in any type of publication alone does not give rise to a valid cause of action under Florida Statute 540. Emphasis in the original, which is he quotes the citations here. Mr. Hales has a YouTube channel consisting of free audio-visual broadcasts intended to entertain and or inform the public. Defendants cannot show the defendant's name and likeness was used to promote some other product. Now that's the thing. If he would have been using a picture of her on a coffee cup and saying this is a Lynette coffee cup and
Right.
she's promoting this because she thinks that these are the greatest coffee cups to drink out of, that right there, any amount of money she could sue for the amount of money using her
Right.
likeness to promote those coffee
Yeah.
cups, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That YouTube
Right.
channel is therefore in and of itself commercial purpose. That the YouTube channel is not therefore in and of itself a commercial purpose. Promotion and or advertising YouTube channels does not constitute commercial purpose. Furthermore, the promotion and advertising YouTube channels do not constitute commercial purpose ever. Defendants purportedly wrongfully use plaintiff's copyrighted material. More specifically, plaintiff complains defendants infringed on plaintiff's copyrights by using the material in a broadcast on the Maria Elvira Salazar television program called Maria Elvira Live without plaintiff's consent. Defendant also alleges uploaded the same copyright material to the internet by posting video clips of the show on the website and uploading the material to YouTube. Plaintiff claims he did not authorize use of his copyrighted material. In addition to using the copyrighted material, plaintiff claims defendants illegally used his image and likeness during that show, and they posted it. And of course, defendant claimed this counterclaim because Mr. Hales engaged in protected expression under anti-SLAPP. So basically, conclusion, Florida's anti-SLAPP statute protects precisely the speech challenged in this case. Statements made in or connection with play, movie, which they have television program, radio broadcast, audiovisual work, musical work, news, or other similar work. In addition to being barred by a single action rule, each of the defendants' additional counterclaim fails. Yet again, defendants' counterclaims are meritorious, and for this reason, Mr. Hales asked the court to dismiss the defendant's counterclaim with prejudice, and as the prevailing party, Mr. Hales is entitled to reasonable fees and costs pursuant to the section in the Florida statutes. But I think it's time for another letter, so this one I worked on today whenever I got back. I've been back since like this afternoon, so let me get strapped in here,
okay.
lubricate the voice a little bit.
So
And
you just got
maybe
back
what I
there.
should do is play a quick song. Well, you know, that's not the same. How about this? We go back and we pull up a nice song right here. We'll call it let's see, Clown Show. Nope, that's not it. Which one is it? How about a little bit of Pickles Paradise? Or how about, no, we'll do some Judgmenty Fresh. How's that? Here we go.
Yo, I'm sitting on this bench like a stone cold statue, just chilling in my courtroom, letting time flow true. But here comes Bruce, that damn pain in the ass on a mission, storming in, kicking up chaos, breaking every damn condition. I ain't here to throw down, just here to watch the show. But Bruce's wild ass antics got my patience starting to blow. Every time he steps in, disrupting my peaceful zone, I'm forced to crack the gavel down, cause he's out of line and overblown. I'm just a judge trying to sit back and observe, but Bruce got me pissed, ain't got the nerve to swerve. I wanna be like a damn plant, chilling quiet in my quarters. Reckless ass disruptions make me slam his bullshit short. You loudmouth punk acting like you on the floor with your nutty ass posse. You think you're hardcore, I didn't sign up to play the hero or to throw hands, but your non-stop crazy antics forced me to take a stand. You roll in with your clown crew, causing disorder and strife, but I'm here to bring order. Man, this is more than just life. Every rule you break, every line you cross, drives me from chilling to slamming down your bullshit, showing who's boss. I'm just a judge trying to sit back and observe, but Bruce got me pissed, ain't got the nerve to swerve. I wanna be like a damn plant, chilling quiet in my quarters. Reckless ass disruptions make me slam his bullshit short.
All right, here we go. Just for you. The helmet is looking shiny tonight. Oh, I got to get the music happening. Got to have the music. Would be nowhere without it. Here it comes. Yes.
What is this one? Is that the same one? Oh, okay, it is. All right. Open letter to BBB. Counterfeit counterclaims and Bubbles' broken barrage. By ShizzyWhiznut, Chief Velcro-shoe wearing artard and the short bus navigator-in-chief. Oh, dear Bubbles. Oh, how the mighty paper terrorist flails when handed a real lawyer's filing. You spent the past week flooding the docket with tantrum after tantrum, claiming Randy misquoted a case here, faked a quote there, and daring to be mean to you and your tragic little ragtag circus of defendants. Then, when the judge dropped the hammer and reminded you that pro hoc vice is a privilege, not a license to LARP as Judge Judy, you tried to pivot into a new hustle. Give me sanctions. If desperation had a filing number, it would be etched across the very line of your latest flailing flurry of half-baked motions, and probably where your tramp stamp normally is. 1 minute, you're squealing about penis emojis you didn't send. The next, you're weaponizing 28 USC 1927 like it's your last magic wand before the cast crumbles. But here we are. And the wands. And the wands out of Hannah juice. Oh, Bubbles is firing dry blanks. Spoiler alert. The judge doesn't take kindly to paper terrorism, and frankly, neither does the law. You've now filed 2 separate requests for sanctions in the last 48 hours, and while your counterclaims, the very foundation of your emotional and professional trauma, are getting bulldozed into oblivion by Shochet's well-argued, fully cited dispositive motions to dismiss under Florida's anti-SLAPP statute. Let's take a moment and go over what just happened to you. It's worth savoring. And while we're waiting, you can rub this salve on the hole that hurts the worst. Randy Shochet, who apparently read the Constitution at some point in his career, just took your counterclaims, crafted from tissue paper and wishful thinking, and ran them through the legal paper shredder. In not 1, but 2 well-reasoned anti-SLAPP motions, he walked the court through the following key facts. They're all based on YouTube thumbnails and videos that fall squarely under Florida's anti-SLAPP statute and the First Amendment. You know, the Constitution. The one that gives people the right to make public commentary, especially when it's about weirdos like Preston, Cook, or, say, a heavily sanctioned Boston Bulldog who moonlights as a keyboard warrior. Randy dismantled each count with surgical precision. You and your clients didn't just fail to identify actionable harm. You couldn't even be bothered to identify which videos supposedly did the damage. No timestamps, no thumbnails, no specificity. Just a vague fog of gripes, wounded feelings, burnt cornholes, and the what? Present desire to punish, push? Okay. Talking about something about fisting there for a second, pushing something. Yana, I can't show up. My anal prolapse has kicked in again. Yeah, well, go find a bum on the corner and have him fist that thing back in for a quarter. Someone desire to punish someone for exercising the rights you claim to defend. You tried to package classic defamation complaints as new torts. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, unauthorized use of likeness, and invasion of privacy. Oh, but you forgot about Florida's single action rule, which bars exactly that kind of legal rebranding. And worst of all, you and your clients didn't even try to meet the burden-shifting requirement of the anti-SLAPP statute once it was invoked. You just ran face first into the procedural wall and then acted shocked when the floor gave out and forgot to wear your little helmet. That's what we call a complete legal facepalm. If you had put as much effort into actual pleading standards as you do into tantrums about procedural rules and name-calling, you might have drafted something that could withstand a light breeze, let alone a dispositive motion. Well, oh, hell, we hit you with your least favorite word, dispositive. That means game over, sweetheart. These motions are aimed to dismiss with prejudice, and by statute, Jeremy gets attorney's fees and costs when it happens. You filed 2 pathetic motions for fees last week, trying to collect for your own paranoia and hurt feelings. And now, the very counterclaims you said justified those fee-chasing filings have been exposed for what they are, a desperate SLAPP attack wrapped in Reddit-level legal theory. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's hilarious in a gallows humor kind of way that you continue to call this pro bono work while simultaneously chasing attorney's fees like a coyote with a caffeine problem. First, you demand sanctions over fabricated quotes. Then, you demand them again because the counterclaims you helped draft were met with a motion to dismiss that you didn't like. Newsflash, Bubbles. You're asking to get paid for filing legal arguments so flimsy they require a full-body hazmat suit just to read without contracting secondhand embarrassment. Oh my God.
Else. If you're in the villages.
And, yeah. Oh my God. And if I end up with the shits over this, I'm gonna crap right on Shizzy's bed. Let's pause here and reflect. You, a Massachusetts-based lawyer with pro hoc vice status hanging by a thread, are now openly begging a Florida federal judge to reward you for unprofessional conduct. You're doing this while under a pending order to show cause and while facing a sanctions hearing in Pensacola that will determine whether you're allowed to keep practicing in this jurisdiction at all. This isn't legal strategy. It's courtroom cosplay gone horribly wrong. It's like you're sitting outside a window watching a chess game while licking the windows clean. Shochet's motions didn't just refute your claims, they exposed them. Preston and Cook want the world to believe they're being defamed by being labeled as extortionists or internet harassers, while filing counterclaims that cite no evidence, no publications, and no actual injury beyond emotional distress, in my opinion already present, caused by having their faces on YouTube thumbnails. Let's not forget, you're the ones who joined the party. You and your clients posted in comment sections, sent bizarre emails, organized whisper campaigns, and according to court documents, conspired to obtain and release phone recordings in violation of multiple legal standards. And yet now, when your conduct is under the microscope, your entire legal theory is, it hurt our feelings. Let's get real. You can't claim to be the aggrieved party while standing ankle deep in a mud puddle you helped create. Or that you shit all over the floor. What you've presented isn't a counterclaim. It's a script for a bad courtroom drama. One where you play the persecuted lawyer unjustly maligned by mean YouTubers and vengeful plaintiffs who won't stop exercising their rights. But unfortunately for you, the federal court system isn't a film set. There's no craft services, no rewrites, and definitely no immunity for turning fiction into filings. The judge doesn't need another novel. He needs a viable claim. And that's exactly what Randy just showed you. Oh, Randy just showed you don't have. Twice. Now, let me guess. Your reply will come with 15 footnotes, a shout out to your imaginary YouTube ecosystem, and maybe another screenshot of an eggplant emoji you didn't send but still got offended by. But the real question is this. Why are you wasting time drafting angry pleadings when you could be preparing for the sanctions hearing where your entire Pro Hoc Vice status is on the line? You wanted this to be a courtroom drama, but you forgot. You're not the hero. You're the comic relief. I may just be a guy with a caffeine addiction, a healthy disrespect for phonies, and Velcro shoes that light up when I walk, but even I can see what's happening here. You're trying to outlitigate reality. You're drowning in the procedural moat you dug for someone else, and worst of all, you're trying to collect fees in a case you volunteered to enter, knowing full well your legal theories wouldn't survive contact with the Constitution. Your motions are circling the drain, or the blue bucket, whichever you prefer. Your filings are self-owned, or are self-owns, and your paper-thin legal theories are being burned down, one anti-SLAPP motion at a time. You should consider stepping back before that April 3rd sanctions hearing becomes your retirement party. Oh, and what a lonely party that'll be, because I have a feeling you'd be the only one there. Have fun in Pensacola, champ. ShizzyWhiznut, patron saint of satirical subpoenas, and self-declared chief counsel of Shut the Fuck Up Bubbles LLP, legal genius in Velcro shoes, riding the First Amendment short bus with no brakes. P.S. Can someone check if Polyflop has rebranded as BBBB, Bruce begging for bench bucks? Because the only thing multiplying here is your humiliation. The only thing thinner than your counterclaims is your grasp of the First Amendment. Maybe bring a flashlight to the hearing. You're going to need help finding your credibility and pulling your head out of your ass. Love, ShizzyWhiznut.
I love it.
Wow.
Yes.
That was a good one. That was a mouthful.
That thing's getting...
Wow. I know. Holy crap. Pretty soon you're going to be right up there with Rosalind pretty soon. You'll be able to find both of you in the dead of night. The pitchest blackness will be able to see you too.
Joyce Burns
We'll never lose you again.
says, welcome. We're having Shizzy withdrawal. Welcome back. I'm having Yamaha withdrawal.
Well,
he's like my.
I just read. I don't write this stuff. So.
He's like my yin and my yang. Chad is saying,
You just like yanging on me.
just put a new filing. Funny, since the judge specifically said not to recently. Did he? Is there another filing?
Oh, well, go figure, of course.
Well,
because
let's
he
see.
just
well,
can't stop.
And also,
He doesn't listen.
and I didn't write a letter for the one that came in from Stark, but Stark did withdraw on the trespass 5, and Randy did file an answer to that one.
Wait a minute, what?
Amazing, huh?
What?
So on the trespass 5, we have, let's pull this thing up here.
Wait a minute.
Well,
This fucktard that wasn't even supposedly an attorney for that thing, he files a motion on a case that he wasn't even supposedly an attorney on?
Yeah. No, that was Stark. Stark filed a withdrawal on that.
Right, but I thought you just said that Bubbles filed something in regards to... Okay.
No,
I misunderstood that.
I'm sorry.
What?
I
mean, I know he's stupid, but Jesus.
No, what they're...
Okay.
Check my email. All right, I'll give that a check here in just a second. Give me just a second. Let me show you this one here. Present share screen, and let me bring this one up right here. So this one here was what Randy filed today, or Doreen, one of those two filed. Defendants Therese Granger, Brett Granger, by and through undersigned attorneys pursuant to Florida civil law, enter an orderable taxable cost in this defendant's favor against the plaintiffs. The above mentioned case is an action in excess of $50,000. The plaintiffs allege the defendants committed wrongful acts sounding in tort and sought damage for intentional infliction of emotional distress, invasion of privacy, conversion, invasion of privacy, publication of private information, 24 U.S.C. 183 versus Gregory, civil conspiracy, economic damage, exemplary damages, punitive damages, and attorney's fees. The complaint was filed on September 18th. It was there. The defendant filed, which would have been Therese and let me get their names right so I don't say it wrong. Therese and Brett. Sorry, I keep wanting to say Steve. I don't know why. Therese and Brett filed a motion to dismiss on November 27th, and there was a deposition. It was scheduled on March 5th, 2025. She failed to appear for her deposition on March 21st. Plaintiffs voluntarily dismissed their case without prejudice. A copy was attached to this. Under the circumstances, the general rule in Florida is that when a plaintiff voluntarily dismisses an action, defendant is prevailing party. It is not necessary for there to be an adjudication on the merits, and the order entitled to fees as prevailing party. The proper test is whether defendants in fact prevailed on significant issues tried before the court. Plaintiffs Michelle or Lynette Preston, and which would be the child, HG, sued defendants Therese and Brett, and therefore Therese and Brett are the prevailing party. Pursuant to this, defendants are entitled to judgment for costs entered in this action. Defendants request the court enter a judgment for costs in favor of defendants, Therese and Brett, and against Michelle Preston and H.G. Preston through her mother, Michelle Preston, for all defendants' reasonable costs incurred in this action and whatever other relief the court deems just and appropriate. Which I think that the judge may just grant it, because that kind of bullshit should not be allowed to happen. You know, here's the thing. If I sue Yamaha and then he spends a ton of money getting an attorney and he then the first thing that he does is file for a motion to dismiss because this is a frivolous thing, and then that continues on. And then we start Granger and Granger. I like it, Granger and Granger. As this case continues on, and I'm incurring more legal fees because you're filing stupid things, and so we get to the point where I'm going to take a deposition. I hire someone to come out and take the deposition. I take time out of my schedule to be there at the deposition, or the attorney takes their time to be there at the deposition, and then you all of a sudden 15 minutes away from it, you say, "Oh, I'm not going to show up." That right there can cause lots of problems, especially within the week. You turn around and you file a motion to say, "Oh, I'm out. We want everything out."
Yeah.
We want everything out of this.
Kevin Sheely is saying that apparently there is a new filing by Bruce.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
There is.
Okay.
It's holy crap. Let me see what we got here. And give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll give me a second. It's more than just that.
Well, so what did he do? Take a giant shit on the docket? Is that what he did?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Let me give me just a second, and this just shows, and I will say this goes to show how much garbage that they are full of.
Oh man.
Give me a second. Let me pull this up. And whenever we've said this before, that the people that are doing this, thanks Max, I appreciate you. The reason that they're doing this is for YouTube content. Like that is why they're doing this.
Yeah.
Why is it not showing? Give me a second.
Well, they're doing and we've said this before, they are the very thing that they whine and complain about. It's Bubbles that keeps stretching this shit out. Yeah. It's just like the head useless turd.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait till I gets in there and gets my deposition. I'm going to tell him this. I'm going to tell him that. Oh, good Lordy, it's a process server.
And then she weeble wobbles her fat ass to hide in a fucking garage.
Yes.
She's a typical New York loudmouth.
Yes.
She's full of hot air, bullshit, and got nothing to back it up.
Oh, wait until they hear what I've got to say. Wait until you don't want me.
Same with Lynette Preston.
Oh, I'm going
And then boom. And then all of a sudden
And
they
as soon
magically
as
drop
they're
it,
there-
you know. Yeah. It's just
As
they're so
soon as
full of shit.
As soon as they're supposed to show up in court, they run and hide.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, they did properly serve me.
Yeah, bullshit, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, no, they don't have to send the money, you dumbass. So here is the new one. Defendant's request for order under FRCP 41A2 dismissing counterclaims counts 2 and 3. Defendant's request order dismissing counts 2 and 3 of their counterclaims. See 6970. Provides except and provided by 41A. An action may be dismissed at the plaintiff's request only by a court order but this is on the plaintiff's request. You're the defendant. On terms that the court considers proper unless the order states otherwise, a dismissal under this paragraph is without prejudice. The defense wish to pursue these claims in a separate action in their forum of choice, along with other claims against the plaintiff unrelated to this case. Dismissal also render moot the motions to dismiss 109 and 110, eliminating the need for the court to rule on these motions. Those motions are not wasted because they can be used by the... What in the hell? Okay, usually whenever you have these kinds of things posted down here, a little sub note, it has nothing to do with this. So far, okay, let me just put it right here, real simple. He
thinks he's going to break it down for the judge because he thinks
there's nothing broken down for the judge whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, this is a bullshit. And I can tell you right now that this is not going to sit well with the judge. So he's requesting that an order dismissing counts 2 and 3 of their counterclaims. What, they want their own counterclaims dismissed? That's the only thing that I can see, is that they want their counterclaims dismissed. Okay. I see. I see what he's doing. I see exactly what he's doing. Do you understand what this is?
So they can find another venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't have any money.
So they can reopen in another venue. That's what they're gonna shop around until they can find another venue.
Well, if this is what they're doing, I think it should be done with prejudice. I think it should be done with prejudice, and I think that the judge should sanction him for this. Every single bit of this should be sanctionable right here.
No. Well, they can put in there. They can request, like without prejudice or what. It's up to the court to determine.
Right.
Every time, just like how they go through and they're like, oh, well, we're going to refile, blah, 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 blah. And they put in their motion to dismiss a case, and they put in their without prejudice. But it's up to the court to decide. It's up to the judge and the magistrate to decide whether or not it will be dismissed with or without prejudice.
Right.
So it could very well come back and say, no, this is dismissed with prejudice. Just because they put that in there doesn't mean anything.
Well, the thing, it does mean something, because if it's dismissed without prejudice, it means that they can come back and file again. If the
right,
judge
but what I'm saying is just because
prejudice,
yeah,
that means they can't file that.
Then they can't.
Anyway.
Right.
When George.
So of course, when they write it, when they submit it, they're going to put in there without prejudice. But it is ultimately up to the judge or the magistrate.
Yeah, I will say that hopefully the magistrate looks at this and goes,
in my opinion, no legal or medical advice is given here on ShizzyWhiznut channel. Blah. Wear your helmet.
Yeah. Make sure it's hard. Make sure it's hard. So, oh, by the way, I forgot to do this for Max. Make sure I have it in here. Max, thank you so much for sending that over. That means that Bruce wants those motions dismissed. So he spent the attorney's money. He should be sanctioned for it. Simple as that. Sanctions. Who agrees? One's in chat if you think that Bruce should be sanctioned for filing frivolous counterclaims. Who thinks that Bruce should have to pay those fees? Because that took money for Shochet to file that stuff.
Well, and then what? Any one of these that falls outside that 21-day window for safe harbor?
No, I mean it's
as well.
He wants it.
Right. But I'm just saying,
yeah.
on that thumbnail bullshit and all the other stuff. Anything that falls outside that 21-day harbor for safe harbor.
Yeah. Well, he should go after him for fees. Yeah, I mean, almost chat's like unanimous. It's just like, yeah, go for the fees. It should happen. He should be charged. He should have to pay for his ineptitude, his shenanigans.
Yeah.
At least that's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know.
Well, and I think
I don't know how much or what, because I know that Belitho has some. I believe he still has some catching up to do, but I don't know what all he's going to do or how much we're going to get, because April 3rd is right around the corner, and this could very well end up becoming a moot issue, potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to save Bubbles' ass from him being a litigant in another case.
Oh no, he's still litigant in that one. He will be for.
And here's the other thing too, that people, because apparently he and the useless turds and other people are like, oh well, but he's a litigant. He's not. It doesn't matter. At the time, right now, at least for the time being, he is still He's still a licensed attorney.
Yes.
Okay. So it doesn't matter whether he's a litigant in one case or he is the attorney on record in this case. He is still held to a higher standard.
Yes.
He is still held to the rules of ethics. Period. Yes. And if I'm sure many people have seen this, you go in pro se, and judges will tell you right there, hey, if you want to go pro se, I mean, they go through the whole rigmarole, blah, 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 blah. Fine. They determine that, fine, you can be pro se, but we're going to treat you and have expectations of you as that of an attorney.
Well,
and you will be held to those standards.
There's also something you have to keep in mind is the second federal case. Judge Belitho is now presiding judge over that one.
Right.
And that puts Bruce in a very precarious pickle. A very precarious pickle.
Which they're trying to whine and bitch about because they're saying that it's two separate things. No, they're related.
They are two separate things, but the cases are tied together.
But they are tied together. They are related.
But the judge already told him that he had to file a whole new case if he wanted to pursue this. He couldn't pursue it in this one. And the thing is that they're not going to. They're waiting for everybody to be served. And already you have David Helm that has been served and has retained legal counsel in this. Okay. And as soon as all of those serves come in, those serves will come populating in on those in each one of those filings. Now, the reason Bubbles got all upset is because in those filings, part of the service that you have to do is you have to give out each person's address. Okay, that's part of the filings. That's public knowledge. You can find those addresses anywhere. And I'll just use this for an example. You've got Matzkin that gives out his address publicly almost in every single filing that he does. Now, That's not doxing if their name is in the public realm like that. I try to, and I haven't always been successful, but I usually try to redact every single one of those. I'm not going to get in any trouble for it. I just do it out of respect. And that's saying a lot because I don't have a whole lot of respect for Bubbles. You know, just saying, I don't have a whole lot of respect for him at all. But that's one of those things that it's, you know, anybody can access Pacer, anybody can access these court documents, and anybody can see those. Doesn't matter. They did not feel that it was necessary to redact those, and him getting all butthurt over it is just his own issues. Thank you, Lily Smith. And I also had another one there. Thank you so much for becoming the newest member. I think by the end of this month, I should be over 8,000 subs.
Yeah.
That's a noble goal.
Yeah.
I'm like 50 away from like 8,000. It's pretty cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Lily.
It shot up quite a bit.
Miss you, goats. Yeah. No, so it's
all because of your
it's,
glorious love letters.
yes, and your wonderful
and
voice.
your talent. I don't have anything to do with that.
Oh, you got a great voice.
It doesn't matter. I disappear. I go away. The love letters go on.
Yeah.
Life and love letters go on without me. It doesn't matter.
Go on. But chat missed it so much. They're just like, oh,
they did. You're definitely missed. They were. Yeah.
There was no speculation. We were talking about the situation that happened. I don't know what that means. Great letters, great voice. That's exactly. Well, at this point, I've got. Yeah, because this week was so crazy. I had so much stuff going on with being out of town and doing all this stuff for the brother-in-law that I haven't done any morning streams in a while. So tomorrow is going to be an interesting one because you
got some stories to catch up on.
God, I'm telling you, it's just there's so much that's happened over the past week. Like talking like Department of Education and another one, the USAIP, and just like it's insane the amount of stuff that I've got to catch up on. But those are for in the morning. And with tonight, I'm gonna have to call it a night. Hang out for a little bit afterwards, and normally on Sundays I'd be doing story times, but there was so much to catch up on that I felt it was more important to get these knocked out of the way, and hopefully next week we can do a nice story. It won't be Peter Pan.
Kind of get back into the normalcy of things, hopefully.
Yes, that is the goal. That is the goal, and then of course
the
following
as normal as it gets for us.
Oh no, I take that back. Next Sunday, I cannot do next Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be traveling next Sunday. I have to go out of town. So no, there won't be a next Sunday. Maybe we'll do it like Saturday night or something.
Well, don't tell the judge you're a traveler in the land. That doesn't really work all that well.
Well, he won't mind. He loves it whenever.
I'm just a traveler on the land.
Oh, thank you, Janice. You have a great channel. I don't know why you don't have 1 million subs. Oh, that's wishful thinking. I guarantee you. I would love to have a million subs. Hell, just 100,000, so I could have that little plaque. It would be awesome. I mean, if I had 100,000 subs, I would put that little plaque and probably display it. So much, Janice. You're appreciated.
That's a big milestone.
Yeah. Yeah, 100,000 subs is a big milestone. But you get like a little plaque, and I would hang it back here somewhere.
Sure.
You know, just have a nice little pretty plaque hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, just as a big thank you. It's going to be giving BBB a ride to Florida on his pedal-powered rickshaw. That's Uber. That's awesome. Will plaque get stickers as well? Oh, it might. It might have to get one nice sticker on it, but that would be pretty cool. Everybody, have a good night. I will see you in the morning. It'll be an early morning. I'll be firing this thing up at usual time, whatever time that is. I think it's 7:30. 7, yeah, 7 in the morning. Everybody have a good night. Peace.
Night, everybody. Thank you. See you.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, let's at the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burnt out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.
Go give some love.